Hello everyone, today I thought I would do a kind of chatty get ready with me for a number of reasons, if I can remember what they were. A, because I need to do my makeup anyway, so you know, may as well film it as well. B, it's been quite a while since I've given you guys any kind of update about what I've been up to since I left uni. I mean, to be honest, it's not been a lot, but I thought I'd update you nonetheless. And wait, am I doing letters or numbers? C? 3? C? I have like no video ideas, which is basically why I haven't really been uploading a lot. So I figured I'd make my own life easy and just chat to you guys while I get ready today, and hopefully I'll come up with some more video ideas. Also, apologies in advance if the lighting's weird, maybe it's good, I can't really tell, I'm very blind. It's absolutely peeing it down outside and I've resorted to using my studio lights and I don't really use them a lot, so honestly I have no clue what I'm doing. But maybe it works, maybe it doesn't, I don't know, but this is what we're working with today. So I'm going to stop talking and get into the video, which is more talking what. So I'm going to start by going in with primer, which I pretty much always do because I do find my makeup just lasts way better. And I'm using the Smashbox Photo Finish Foundation Primer. This one was quite expensive, but I bought it for prom last year and I can't remember how much it was, but it was a fair bit of money. But considering I use it pretty much every day, it's barely gone down, so I'd say it's probably worth paying a bit more because you don't really need a lot anyway to like get a good cover. So yeah, it's a good product was my point. Next we're going to go in with foundation, and honestly the foundation that I use day to day just changes depending on A, how my skin is, because if my skin's good I'll use one with a lighter coverage, and also if I've got tan on. So my face looks really pale, but I have just tanned, but I still look really pale, but anyway, I have just tanned, so I'm going in with a slightly dark foundation. So today I'm using the Bourjois Healthy Mix Serum in 52 Vanilla, and this, like back in 2014, was like a proper huge product, and I remember using it when I was in like year 8 at school and loving it. So I thought I'd try it again to see if I still liked it, sort of thing. And I do. It's a lot lighter coverage than I usually go for, but it is a really nice product. So yeah, the main point I wanted to make in this video was kind of just give you guys an update about what I've been kind of doing since leaving uni, because I haven't really told you guys a lot since I think about probably January, February time. And the main difference, not really a lot. If you'll have seen my house tour video, you'll know that I've moved into a house which is where I'm going to be living for what is essentially my first but kind of second year, because obviously I'm retaking. And this is where I'm going to be living with my two friends, Liv and Chloe. I've moved in early, even though I still have to pay rent on my other place. It's all really complicated, but basically I'm living in a house by myself at the minute, and I've just got a job. And I would say that's one of the reasons I've been a bit more MIA on YouTube, but I've only really been busy with it in kind of the past week because I've had to do a lot of training for it, because it's a kind of support work role. So I've had to do a lot of training about safeguarding, like lots of different stuff, and that's been going on for like just over a week, and then I start my proper shifts next week. So I haven't kind of officially started yet, but that's what I've kind of been busy with for the past few weeks. I'm not sure how I'm feeling about it, to be honest. I think once I get there I'll know how I feel. But to be honest, I found it very hard to find a new job. I did have a job over the Christmas period which I really liked, but it was just a seasonal role, so I couldn't stay on after January. And between January and like mid-April I've been unemployed, so obviously I've had like no money. Then I've had to pay for rent for where I'm not living but I paid a contract for uni. So that's like £1,000 down. So basically I have no money. That's the main thing to take away from this video. I have a lot of minus money in my bank at the minute, which is obviously why I needed the job. And obviously having a job keeps me busy as well. I find that in terms of mental health, if I'm busier, I'm better. So I think all in all it should be good for me. Next we're going in with concealer. This is the Maybelline Anti-Age Eraser Eye one. A lot of people like things like the collection one, but I find it a bit too thick from under my eyes and it gets very creasy. So I like this one because it's light coverage but it still brightens up your under eye, so it's like a good middle ground. And I only really apply concealer under my eyes, so that's what I'm going to do. And I usually just blend it in with my finger because I'm lazy. But aside from not doing a lot and starting my job, not a lot really has gone on. So when I think about the fact that like 3 months have passed, I literally can't think of one thing that I've really done that's different, which is quite concerning. But yeah, My family's been at the house pretty much every weekend because there's quite a lot of work to do here. Not like anything major, just stuff like, obviously my room's been painted now, there's a lot of other places that need painting. Ideally we do need like a new bathroom, kitchen, stuff like that, so my dad's been doing the majority of the work. So generally I just kind of float about Monday to Friday and then see people on the weekend. Obviously my mates are at uni, so a lot of the time they're busy, but I do try and see them as well. I'm very out of breath trying to do makeup and talk, which is quite concerning. And I have been telling myself like, oh, I'll start going to the gym, because a lot of people say that's really good for their mental health and obviously your physical health. But then it sounds so bad, but like I think about it, I'm like, oh yeah, I'll do it, and then I'm like, I can't really be bothered, which I know isn't really the point, because it's a case of just kind of making yourself do it. But yeah, hopefully I'll get around to doing that at some point, but I'm just being lazy at the minute, and I kind of want to start my job and see how that goes before I because I don't want to pay for a gym membership if I then never go, do you know what I mean? So I'm going to see how I find having my job, and if I can like balance doing other stuff. Like, I know I have the time to do it, but still. Next I'm going in with bronzer. As always, it's the Hoola bronzer, and I just kind of whack this all over my face, to be honest. Next I'm going to go in with contour. This isn't really something I do very often, but occasionally I'll do it. Mainly if I'm going out. Technically I'm leaving the house today, so that counts. I'm going to see Chloe when she's finished uni to get food, and there's a new Boots in town, so I'll probably end up spending money that I don't have there, but that's fine. This is the Revolution Pro HD Powder Contour. I've never really had a proper contour palette before, and this one was reduced to like £3 I think on Superdrug. So I thought if there was ever a good time to try it, it was now, because it was cheap, so it didn't really matter if I didn't like it, but I think it's quite good actually. The main colours I use, I'm trying to see in the viewfinder in reverse, the main colours I use is this colour, because obviously as you can see I'm pretty pale, so I don't really want to go with something like this because it would just look stupid on me, so I mainly go for this colour, sometimes a bit of that, and that for a bit of bronzer if I want that as well. I think that's all I really have to tell you in terms of like my personal life update. All I can really think about what else I could tell you is like kind of the social media stuff. So obviously aside from YouTube, if you don't follow me on other things, you probably don't see a lot of me. Not that many people are bothered, I'm sure, but generally most of my effort in terms of online content, in terms of my brand, Jess Louise, whatever, goes to Instagram. So if you're not following me on Instagram, I will leave a little link here. Mainly, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna plug it because I kind of want to get to 1800 followers, because I'm kind of close. So if you'd like to follow me, I'd really appreciate that. But yeah, a lot of my effort tends to be going onto Instagram at the minute. Oh, by the way, I'm using this cream blush by Soap & Glory. Yeah, a lot of my effort at the minute has kind of been going on Instagram, trying to build up like a following on there, because as much as I love YouTube, I'll be completely honest about it, I make pretty much near to nothing from YouTube, and the way a lot of influencers, I don't really like that word, but the way a lot of influencers seem to make money from making content online is through Instagram. And obviously to do that you generally do need a little bit more of a following, and the main way to get more following is to make more effort and make better posts. So that's what I've been trying to be doing a little bit more of, because like realistically I'm not expecting like all this online stuff to ever become a full-time job, but if I could make any sort of like side income, it would be a massive help, because as I say, money is not great at the minute, so any kind of extra I can get would really be good. So that's why I've been putting a lot more effort into my Instagram. I'm now going with highlight. This is the Sleek Solstice highlight. I've had this quite a while, which I should probably get rid of, but I really like it. It's like my favourite one. This colour here, don't know what it's called. It's literally just like a kind of white champagne-y colour. Is like perfect, so that's the one I'll be using. But yeah, so generally when I do spend time in terms of kind of online content, it is on Instagram. As I say, because if you do want to kind of make a little bit of money or attract any kind of attention, it is mainly through Instagram. And I was speaking to, what's it called, you know, like management people who help kind of online creators. I've been speaking to a management company, and I don't want to be shady because it could all be fine and I'm just being over dramatic, but we started talking like a good few months ago. I had a phone call with them, they were really happy about everything. and they were like, yeah, we definitely want to work with you and all that. And then they've just been like MIA. So I've messaged them a few times. They're like, oh, really sorry, we'll call you today. Or we weren't able to call you. Bear in mind, like, it sounds a bit sad on my part, but if someone says, oh, I'm going to call you at 2, like, I make sure like half an hour before that I'm ready. So I'm literally just sat waiting. And every time they've never actually rang me back or rang me at all. So then I tried emailing again. It's like, oh, sorry, I've been busy, I'll like get back to you, whatever. And then they haven't. So I'm not sure whether I should keep going with it, but I do feel like a bit of an idiot when I keep messaging them, like asking, and then they're like, oh yeah, we'll do it, and then they don't. Do you know what I mean? Like, so I don't want to be too shady, because if things do work out and then they see this, they'll just drop me again. So I'm not even sure if I should include this, to be honest. But right, base is pretty much done. I'm gonna powder now, then I'll move on to like my eyes and stuff. So for powder, I'm using the Rimmel Stay Matte powder. I have been using my clear complexion one, but honestly, I don't know what I'm doing to them, but they seem to just smash like all the time. And I'm not like that clumsy, I'm not always dropping or anything, and it just always seems to smash, and that is literally the only reason that I've changed back to the Stay Matte one. For eyebrows, I kind of switch between products. I either use the one I'm about to use or the ABH, I don't want to try and say it because I never know how to say Anastasia. The Dip Brow Pomade. At the minute I've been using my Soap & Glory Archery Brow Pencil because it's a little bit more natural, because I find sometimes if my brows are a bit too like, it just makes my eyes look really small, and I already have small eyes. So I'm going to go in with my Archery one. I'll zoom you in a little bit again. Apologies that you're this close to my face, but I thought you'd rather see what I'm doing. As you can tell, I don't really have a proper method. I literally just kind of brush it through my brows until it looks good. I then always set them with the Maybelline Brow Drama. This is like a mascara for your eyebrows. Again, really good, and I do find it keeps my brows in place all day without them kind of going crispy, which I find really gross. Next, we're going to move on to eyes. I've already decided I'm not doing eyeliner today for many reasons. I find, because I have small eyes, if I don't put false lashes on with my eyeliner now, I'm really aware of how small my eyes are, and I just think it looks weird, and I'm not in the mood to put false lashes on today. Also, it's absolutely tipping it down, so any eyeliner is just going to run down my face anyway. So I think I'm just going to do a bit of eyeshadow and mascara today. Don't know why I'm telling you when I'm going to be showing you, but anyways, I have like this habit of always buying eyeshadow palettes. Like my one, I feel like every girl or boy has a certain makeup product that they just buy loads of. Mine is eyeshadow palettes, but I always use the same one pretty much every day. Like, I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to go in with my Soap Revolution palette. This, as you can probably tell, is my favourite palette. I'm not really sure what I'm doing with my eyes. Generally, I just kind of wax stuff on until it looks good. So that's what I'm going to do. My battery's flashing and it's making me really stressed, which I'm not a fan of. But anyways, I always start by going in with these kind of brownie colours here and then build it up from there. A lot of the time I then use one of these kind of gold or coppery colours just like on my lid. But anyways, I'll just wax stuff on and we'll see what happens. I do also sometimes, like if I'm actually going like out for the night, I will like prime my eyes beforehand by putting concealer down. But generally, if I'm only going out for a few hours, it doesn't really matter massively if it doesn't last for ages, if you know what I mean. And also, as I think the main takeaway here from this video, along with the fact I'm skint, is that I'm lazy. So not really a good combination, but especially for my makeup, I can be quite lazy with it. So yeah. And now I'm just going to throw on some mascara. This is the Soap & Glory Thick and Fast one. This is my favourite one. I get the one, they come in different colours depending on the formula. I get the one that has collagen in it because I find it really makes my lashes go, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I'm going to chuck this on, and then I think my eyes are pretty much done. Also, again, this is literally just me like chatting pure for 20 minutes. But I've been thinking about getting back into my blog as well, because if you didn't know, before I started my YouTube, I had a blog for, I'm trying to think how long, I think it was probably a year or two before I started my YouTube, because I started my YouTube when I was 14, and my blog probably when I was about 13, I think. And I had another massive hoo-ha, because I was trying to get, so if you make a blog with Blogger, your URL says like it's jesslouise.blogspot, and generally if you want to get rid of that you have to pay for like your own domain. So I paid for one, and it was so hard to try and like set it up that I put it off for months. Long story short, I have finally got it done. It was very technical, but I finally have it done, so now it's jesslouise.co.uk, which I feel is a bit more like professional and not like 13-year-old blog. So obviously I want to try and get back into blogging as well. Generally I want to kind of get back into everything like YouTube and blogging, but my struggle with both of them is I don't really know what kind of content to produce. On my YouTube especially, my most popular content was all my school related videos, and I've left school now and I'm not in uni at the minute, so I can't really make school related videos, so I'm in a bit of a pickle as to what sort of thing to make. So if you're still watching the video at this point, for which I highly commend you because I wouldn't, do let me know the sort of things that you like to watch, because yeah, I'm just like, obviously I really like creating stuff, but when I don't know what to create, then I'm not just gonna sit and make something for the sake of it. So that's my pickle at the minute. I feel like I could have gone a lot worse, to be honest, so pretty happy with that. Next obviously is lips. I don't really know what to do with my lips. Recently I've just kind of been putting a gloss on, because I did used to really like wearing lipstick, and now I feel like it looks really weird on my face, but maybe I'm just having one of them moments. So maybe I'll put some lipstick on and then just take it off because I hate it. We'll see. Right, so what I've decided on is I'm going to attempt some lipstick. I'm going to use MAC Whirl, which is quite a kind of dark browny colour, with some lip liner. Then if I don't like how that looks, I'll throw some gloss on and hope for the best. If I don't like how that looks, I'll probably just leave it. So yeah, does that look good? I can't even tell anymore. I feel like I'm going to call it a day at this point, to be honest. So to finish things off, a bit of setting spray. I generally fluctuate between two. I either use the NYX Dewy Finish or the Urban Decay All Nighter, for two obvious reasons. One's dewy, one's matte. Today I think we will use the Urban Decay one, just because everything's quite, as you can see, like shiny, aka, I was going to say moist, but that's gross. Already quite dewy, so I'm going to chuck on some matte stuff and see what happens. So yeah, my makeup is done, so we've essentially reached the end of the video. Sorry this was a bit of a weird one. It was a weird mix between a rant. Yeah, it was basically just me ranting about things and doing my makeup. Do let me know, please. I always ask and no one ever does. But if you have 5 seconds, please do let me know the sort of videos you want to watch, because otherwise you will just get continuous crap like this. So it does benefit you to tell me. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video or got something out of it. As always, you can subscribe. If this is the video that has made you subscribe, I'm quite shocked, but let's be a little bit less self-deprecating. Yeah, if you want to subscribe, you know where the button is, and maybe there'll be a new video soon. I don't really know. So yeah. God, that was an awful ending. I don't really know how to fix that, so that'll do.